The episode opens with a narration about the ancient eldworms, powerful dragon-like creatures tied to primordial forces. We see a desolate landscape as an eldworm named Uldurak, an earth dragon, lies deep within a cavern, slumbering. The narration speaks of their immense power and the ongoing struggle for dominance. This sets the tone for the world, where dragons are both revered and feared. The scene shifts to Davion, a skilled dragon knight from the Dragon's Hold, and his squire Bram as they make their way to the village of Barrowhaven. The villagers have asked for their help in slaying a lone earth wormling that has been terrorizing the area. After a brief discussion, Davion and Bram are greeted by Captain Fruling, the leader of the local guards. Together, they set off to hunt down the wormling. They track the dragon to a rocky terrain just outside the village. In a fierce but quick battle, Davion slays the wormling with a precise strike, demonstrating his experience and skill as a dragon hunter. After the battle, Fruling and Davion discover a large tunnel system beneath the ground, an underground dragon nest. They follow the tunnels deeper and eventually come upon a massive eldworm that is slumbering deep within. Realizing the immense danger of waking such a powerful creature, Davion chooses not to confront it, believing it's best to leave the eldworm undisturbed. Despite Captain Fruling's disapproval and desire to kill it, Davion insists they return to the village. Back in the village of Barrowhaven, Davion and Bram celebrate their victory at a local tavern. The atmosphere is lively, with the townspeople praising Davion for his bravery and skill. As Davion drinks and enjoys the evening, Marana, a mysterious princess, and her loyal handmaiden, Marcy, enter the tavern. They are there to meet with Gwanwyn, a hooded elf who has information about the stolen lotuses of Meen, sacred artifacts from the goddess of the moon. During their conversation with Gwanwyn, a drunkard at the tavern starts causing trouble, which escalates into a skirmish. The drunkard exposes Gwanwyn as an elf, and since elves are hated and feared by the local humans, the situation becomes dangerous. To protect Gwanwyn from being beaten by the angry crowd, Davion steps in and throws him out of the tavern, pretending to get rid of him in front of the townspeople, but really saving him from harm. Outside, Gwanwyn thanks Davion for his help and then speaks to Marana again, telling her that to continue her search for the lost lotuses, she must seek out Nikto in Hopstad, a larger city. With this new information, Marana and Marcy prepare to leave the town. Meanwhile, in a darker part of the world, Terrorblade, a powerful demon imprisoned in Foulfell, begins his evil plan. Using his dark magic, Terrorblade possesses the body of Captain Fruling and forces him to return to the Eldworm's lair, where Davion had chosen not to fight earlier. The next morning, Davion learns from Bram that Captain Fruling has gone back to confront the Eldworm, which alarms him. Davion immediately instructs Bram to ride to Dragon's Hold and alert them of the situation, while he himself rushes to save Fruling. Davion arrives just in time to witness Terrorblade, still controlling Fruling's body, standing over the slain body of Uldurak, the Earth Eldworm that Davion had previously decided not to engage. Terrorblade, having killed Uldurak, absorbs the dragon's soul, gaining even more power. Terrorblade, still possessing Fruling's body, confronts Davion and offers him a dark deal to let him take control of Davion's body and soul in exchange for great power. Davion refuses, and as the tension escalates, another Eldworm, Slyrak, the mighty fire dragon from the opening of the episode, suddenly appears. Slyrak demands that Terrorblade release Uldurak's soul so that it can return to the Thunder, the dragon afterlife, and be reborn. Terrorblade refuses and instead transfers his essence into Uldurak's body, reanimating the dead dragon and using it to battle Slyrak. A fierce battle ensues between the two Eldworms, with Davion caught in the middle. Slyrak and Terrorblade, now in Uldurak's body, clash violently, their powers shaking the entire area. After a long, destructive fight, the battle ends in a stalemate, and Terrorblade is forced to flee, taking Uldurak's soul with him. With Terrorblade gone, the gravely wounded Slyrak, now on the verge of death, turns to Davion. In his final moments, Slyrak speaks to Davion and tells him that his body is failing, but his soul must continue to live. Slyrak performs a blood ritual, binding his soul to Davion's body. This ritual causes Davion's body to be temporarily overwhelmed, and he collapses, effectively killed by Slyrak's power. Later, Marana and Marcy, who have been tracking the chaos, find a naked and unconscious Davion lying in the forest. At Marcy's insistence, Marana decides to take Davion with them, sensing that there's something unusual about him and that he might be important to their quest. The episode picks up immediately after the events of the first. Davion is disoriented and confused in the aftermath of his encounter with the dying Slyrak. Still struggling to make sense of what happened, Davion walks along a road when he is ambushed by a group of bandits. Weakened from the previous battle, Davion is easily overpowered and robbed, left unconscious on the side of the road. The next morning, Marana and Marcy find him lying naked and passed out in the forest. They help him recover, although Davion remains confused about the events of the previous night and has no recollection of the dragon's possession. As they continue their journey, Davion recognizes Marana as the Princess of Night Silver Woods, a title that irritates her. Marana is trying to keep a low profile as she searches for the stolen lotuses of Meen, sacred to the moon goddess. The group arrives in Hopstad, a bustling city. They check into a small inn for rest. While Davion is there, he unexpectedly regurgitates a ring, a strange side effect of his recent dragon encounter. Unbeknownst to him, the ring belongs to one of the bandits who robbed him earlier. Soon after, another bandit from the same group recognizes the ring and becomes furious, accusing Davion of murdering his comrade. Swearing vengeance, the bandit threatens Davion, causing trouble for him in the city. Davion realizes he's going to need to defend himself and heads to the market to buy weapons. However, due to the influence of the local gang and the bandit's threat, no one in the market is willing to sell him any weapons. Davion is left vulnerable, knowing the bandits will come for him. Meanwhile, Marana and Marcy are following a lead on the black market, hoping to find more information about the missing lotuses. They meet with an elf contact who initially appears to be helping them. However, the elf betrays them, leading Marana and Marcy into a trap where they are captured. Using their strength and cunning, the duo manages to escape from their captors. After cornering the elf who betrayed them, they coerce him into revealing their next lead, a shopkeeper who might have more information about the lotuses and the key players involved. At the shop, the shopkeeper gives Marana a magical gem and directs her to seek out the Invoker, a powerful and mysterious sorcerer who resides in the Broken Peaks. This marks a significant turning point in Marana's quest, as she now has a clearer direction on where to go next. While this is happening, the bandits from earlier have tracked down Davion. Cornered by the gang, Davion is ready to face his fate, but as the bandits attack him, something within him snaps. He begins to transform, his body changing into a humanoid version of Slyrak, now referred to as Slivian. In this half-dragon, half-human form, Davion easily overpowers and kills all of the bandits with brutal efficiency. The sheer power of his transformation is shocking, and it is clear that Slyrak's essence is now deeply connected to Davion. Once the battle is over, Davion regains control and reverts to his human form, but the experience leaves him shaken and confused. He finds his dragon blade lying nearby and retrieves it, unsure of what this new power means for him. Traumatized by what he has just done, Davion tries to collect himself, but he knows things will never be the same. Despite the fear and uncertainty surrounding his transformation, Marana chooses to help Davion. Together with Marcy, she aids Davion in evading the city guards, who arrive on the scene shortly after the fight. With the bandits dead and the authorities now on his tail, Davion has no choice but to flee the city. As they leave Hopstad, the group sets out together to find answers. Davion is desperate to understand the strange connection between himself and Slyrak, while Marana is determined to track down the stolen lotuses and fulfill her mission. Their next goal is to seek out the sage, hoping he can provide them with the knowledge they need to unravel the mysteries they now face. Elsewhere, we are introduced to Fimrin, an elf girl who is revealed to be the one responsible for stealing the lotuses. Fimrin is deeply devoted to the moon goddess and believes the theft of the lotuses is necessary to bring about the goddess's return. Her actions are part of a larger plan, but the full extent of her motivations remains unclear.